brother. You know what we should really do is go live every day. I think that is where
I don't think
progress is made.
I believe you. I'm live on TikTok. I don't think our schedules permit, but we can shoot for it this year. We can shoot.
All right, guys, listen. What it do, baby?
We are here. Welcome, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. It's Chris.
That's it?
That's all I got. That's all I got.
Oh, you caught me off guard. I was like, wait, hold on.
Simu's on here. Coach could be in the building for another workshop. We're bringing these. This is our first one that we're going live in this format, but we started these workshops last year to give you the small, short period of time to get some questions answered, to talk about some topics that are important. And so today we're going to bring you one around HSAs, health savings accounts. So if you got some questions, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, go ahead and drop them in the chat.
Drop them.
We're more than happy to answer your questions, but that's what today's topic is going to be around. And let's dive straight into it. What is an HSA? We talked a little bit about it on our show when we were talking about some of the taxes and tax-deferred products. And so from a tax-deferred standpoint, an HSA, also known as a health savings account, is something that can benefit a lot of people that probably you're not using properly. Just in all honesty, right? Probably not.
You said tax deferred.
Correct.
You can't just walk over that, bro. You can't just throw out these terms.
I was throwing it out there, but we'll dive into it.
Yeah. So all right. What is that?
So basically means that the money that is put into a health savings account is pre-tax dollars. So for those of you that have a job, right? Again, gross pay. Before then, they take out Social Security and taxes, federal tax, state tax, all that stuff, leaves you a net pay. From gross pay, you can put money into your health savings account, your HSA. The limit is $4,100, $4,150 for individuals. Turns out to be $8,300 a year for married couples or households that are married. So that's $8,300 a year, $4,150 if you're single. That is the max amount that you can put in. So imagine as a household, your household makes $100,000 a year gross. If you put away $8,300 into that HSA, it's going to look like that year your family only made $91,700. Okay, so when we talk about tax deferred, that means we get to not pay taxes on the money that we put into this account this year. Not taxed. Great thing about an HSA is if used for qualified medical, like medical expenses, I think we can dive into some of the differences. Qualified medical expenses, some things don't qualify, but if you do qualify for them, then you won't have to pay taxes on the money as you use it either. Now, if you chose to use that money outside of those qualified medical expenses, then yes, you would have to pay taxes on the distribution of that money. That's why they call it a tax deferred account, because you're technically deferring the taxes. If used properly, you don't have to worry about the taxes. If used improperly, meaning you don't use it for your health or those qualified medical expenses, you'll have to pay the taxes on that money, just like a traditional IRA or 401k. Okay?
Huge. So
that is a big deal. Some people that have these, they might also be called a high deductible health plan, right? You could also be enrolled in a high deductible health plan. And so this gives you the ability to set some of this money aside for some of those things. It could also lower your out-of-pocket healthcare costs because you're now using this money for, again, those qualified medical expenses. If you do currently have a HSA, check with your provider to find out exactly what those qualified medical expenses are, because they'll give you a list of them. But that's how you want to use it. It's a benefit from a tax perspective because you don't have to pay taxes on the money. And Coach, you go into this. Also, it can really be used to set up your.
So the piece there about is high deductible health plan that has an HSA attached. Right? Most high deductible health plan has an HSA attached. For if you are single, I think and young, if you're single and young, very few health issues, I think this is a no-brainer, right? If you have let's say, if you're planning to grow your family, as in have a child, etc., it may not be the best for you, high deductible health plan with an HSA attached. But if you are a young couple as well with no kids, this may also be a great option. Why? I always talk about building your board of health advisors, really personal advisors, but in the health side of things is what we're talking about today. This can be a great tool to help you do that. As we know, there are a lot of helpful individuals that aren't covered by our health plan, right? Meaning that they require a deductible or an out-of-pocket expense to go see those professionals who can be very helpful in helping you take preventative measures to ensure that you are healthy. So some of those may include chiropractors, acupuncturist, massage therapist, IV hydration specialist or hydration specialist, sauna, cryotherapy, colonic, right? All of these things can be set up in such a way that it actually helps you stay healthy, and it's a preventative measure. And not just stay healthy, but also accelerate your health to a place that you may not be before. I personally use each and every one of these, and I use them through our HSA. If I have to pay out of pocket, I use our HSA to pay those things for both myself and my wife. And I think it's such a hack. It's such a hack to set it up that way. And for a lot of these people, you can get like memberships. So let's say you have, a membership to maybe 2 or 3 of these. You can set it up and utilize your services maybe once a month or once every 2 weeks, and all go through your HSA. And that could be such a benefit, right? Particularly if it's only just a copay, for example, because a lot of these are being covered now by health plans, but it's going to take a while to get there. So it is something I would strongly encourage you to take a look at, because it could save you not just in the short term through what Chris just explained, lowering your taxable income, but save you in the long term, keep you out of expensive medications and expensive surgeries, and from missing work or from being down, like missing things because you are sick, ill, or injured. All right. Guys, huge hack. Take advantage of it.
No, I agree 1,000%. There's also some other things to pay attention to as benefits of HSAs, right? The money actually rolls over, right? It doesn't expire. So let's say 1 year you put your $8,300 in as a married household, and then you only use 4,000 of it. Well, next year you get a chance to put another 83, and that 4,000 still rolls over. So you can build, and before you know it, right, you have $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 set aside just because maybe you haven't used up all the money in there yet. And now you can, maybe in extreme cases or when there's a dire need for some of these things, you can be a lot more consistent with showing up to some of those things that you just mentioned, Coach, right? When you're talking about the massage therapy or the saunas or whatever the case is, like maybe you're getting now twice a week because you've built up so much in your HSA. So that's a huge benefit, right? Again, your savings, it's a savings vehicle that does not go wasted, right? Another thing to add on that is, you can grow some interest inside of there. A lot of HSAs are put inside of other mutual funds or some other, accounts, a brokerage account type of thing where, you'll be able to get some growth inside of there. Now, if it's too volatile, right, you could lose some money in there as well. But ideally, you're not doing it for that manner. You're just really trying to say, okay, if we're setting it aside, allow it to gain something in there. Again, another added benefit to it. So not only is it lowering your taxable income this year, the money continues to roll over. So it's not like you have to use it all this year, and you're able to get some growth out of it. So on top of it being a vehicle to help, perfect or get better in your health life, also it has some financial benefits to it as well that will allow you to continue to improve in your financial life. So overall, right, solid vehicle to be able to use. You just got to take advantage of it. Many of your if you're listening, your jobs may offer it. And you don't actually take advantage of it. You actually don't put any money into it. And I would actually recommend this side over potentially even, 401k, traditional IRA, traditional 401k, 403b side of things, because that's so much more long term. They have the 59.5 rule, so you can't really touch it until you're 60. But you can get some of these benefits immediately, especially that are going to benefit you in the short term for your health. So I like these. I don't think we talk about them enough outside of your HR when you go and fill out your benefits report. When you first sign up, I don't think we're really having this conversation. So again, here on The Good Life and for the podcast and just, for what we talk about here, we're always going to show you and give you the resources and the tools to help improve your health and your wealth. So
that's right.
It's good stuff. Again, we're coming to you now. Again, every single Friday, we're consistent on it. Some of y'all jumped on at the very beginning and got a chance to hear, like maybe we start going live every day. But for sure, YouTube and Instagram, and obviously our trusted Facebook group, we are coming live so that you can have access to more of these health and wealth questions. Let's get our finances right. Let's make sure our health is in the right place so that we can go off and design the life we don't need to break from. If you see it scrolling down at the bottom, feel free to join our mailing list. We're going to start giving you guys updates every single month, just on what's happening, what's going on in the world of health and wealth. And by all means, if you have questions, feel free to reach out, DM us, send us a message, join us on these Fridays for 15 to 30 minutes so we can give you kind of your bite-size finance or health tip for the day. But again, Coach and I want to be a resource for you. Check out the podcast. If you're not checking out the podcast, we drop an episode every single week around some topic of health and wealth. And that's our offering to you. So got nothing else.
That's it for us, guys. Have a great one. See you next time. Thanks for your time this time. And until next time, peace.